the queen who lost everything. Let's talk about what this has done to Camilla herself, because behind all the palace spin and carefully managed public appearances, the woman who spent 25 years climbing the throne is discovering that crowns are meaningless when you're playing against someone who controls the game. Picture Camilla Parker Bowles in 1997, arguably the most hated woman in Britain, blamed for destroying the fairy tale marriage between Charles and Diana, pelted with bread rolls in supermarkets, called a villain in newspapers around the world. This wasn't just public dislike. This was national fury on a scale that would break most people. But Camilla, she endured it all with what royal watchers called silence and discretion. No public complaints, no tell-all interviews, no dramatic social media meltdowns. She took every insult, every humiliation, every piece of hate mail with the patience of someone who knew she was playing the longest game in history. And it worked. Slowly, methodically, she rebuilt her image. She threw herself into charity work. She supported Charles through every crisis. She proved herself as a loyal, hard-working member of the royal family. When Queen Elizabeth II finally gave her blessing to the relationship, it felt like Camilla had conquered the impossible. Her coronation as Queen Consort in May 2023 should have been her vindication moment. The woman who'd been called a homewrecker was now wearing the crown of England. She'd survived the scandals, outlasted the critics, and earned her place in history. But here's the devastating truth that's only now becoming clear. Camilla was celebrating a hollow victory, because while she was focused on winning public acceptance, Prince William was quietly, systematically, ensuring that her crown would be powerless. Every smile for the cameras masked the brutal reality. She might have the title, but he had the control. Palace insiders described Camilla's reaction to her family's systematic exclusion as heartbreaking. After Tom was turned away from the gala, she reportedly told her aides, "I thought we were past this. I thought we were family." The pain in those words is devastating. Here's a woman who'd spent decades proving herself, only to discover that acceptance was an illusion. The silence that had been her greatest weapon during the scandal years, now it's become her prison. Because what can she say? How do you complain that your stepson is systematically excluding your family without sounding petty? How do you fight back against someone who never raises his voice, never makes public accusations, but simply says no? William's genius is in his restraint. He doesn't need to throw tantrums or make speeches. He just exercises his power quietly, efficiently, devastatingly. And Camilla, the woman who survived decades of public hatred, is powerless against this private war. The most painful part? Camilla knows exactly what's happening. She's not naive. She understands that every rejection of her family is William's way of saying Diana's memory comes first. She gets that her marriage to Charles will never erase the past. But knowing the game doesn't mean you can win it. The future king's checkmate. So, let's talk about the mastermind behind this entire operation. Because what Prince William has pulled off here isn't just family drama. It's political genius disguised as personal preference. Think about William's position for a moment. He's not king yet, but he's heir to the throne. He can't openly challenge his father's wife without looking like a petulant child. He can't publicly criticize Camilla without damaging the monarchy's image. So how do you systematically reduce someone's influence when they technically outrank you? You do exactly what William did. You focus on the things you can control: guest lists, contracts, access, money. You make decisions that look reasonable on paper, but send unmistakable messages in practice. You never explain, never apologize, never engage in public drama. You just act. It's brilliant, really. When William excludes Tom from the gala, he's not being petty. He's maintaining royal standards. When he cuts Annabelle from the duchy payroll, he's not being vindictive. He's modernizing operations. Every devastating blow comes wrapped in perfectly reasonable justification. But here's what makes this strategy absolutely ruthless. William isn't just protecting his mother's memory. He's reshaping the entire monarchy for his own reign. Think about the message he's sending to everyone watching. Blood matters. Lineage matters. Being royal by marriage doesn't make you family. This isn't just about Camilla. This is William establishing the rules for his future kingdom. When he becomes king, There will be clear boundaries around who belongs in the inner circle. There will be no confusion about hierarchy, no blurred lines about influence, no question about who really holds power. Palace insiders describe William as calm, resolute, unapologetic throughout this entire campaign. He's not emotional about these decisions. He's strategic. Every move serves multiple purposes: honoring Diana, controlling Camilla, and preparing his own monarchy. And the timing? Perfect. Charles is dealing with his cancer treatment. The monarchy needs stability, and William is positioning himself as a steady hand guiding the future. By the time his father recovers, the new order will be firmly established. Camilla's influence curtailed, her family marginalized, her role clearly defined as ceremonial rather than strategic. It's a bloodless coup disguised as administrative efficiency. And William has executed it flawlessly. The devastating conclusion. Here's where we are right now, and it's absolutely staggering when you see the full picture. Queen Camilla, the woman who survived the affair scandal, rebuilt her reputation from nothing, and clawed her way to the throne, is sitting in her palace discovering that her crown is essentially decorative. Her son is banned from major royal events. Her sister has been fired from the royal payroll. Her family has been systematically excluded from the monarchy's inner workings. And the man responsible? He's never raised his voice, never made a public statement, never acknowledged what he's doing. Prince William has conducted the most elegant destruction of a rival's influence in modern royal history, and he's done it with such surgical precision that Camilla can't even fight back without looking pathetic. But here's the part that should terrify anyone who crosses Prince William. This is just the beginning. Because when William becomes king, and that day is coming sooner than most people realize, he's going to have absolute power to reshape the monarchy however he sees fit. And if this is how he treats family members who displease him while he's still just heir to the throne, imagine what he'll do with full royal authority. We're witnessing the birth of what could be the most strategically ruthless monarch in generations. Someone who learned from watching his mother get destroyed by the royal machine, and who's determined to control that machine completely. The woman who thought she'd conquer the monarchy by marrying the king is learning that real power lies with the prince. The future belongs to William, and he's making it crystal clear that Camilla's family has no place in his vision of the crown. Diana's son promised his mother he'd restore her honor when he became king. Well, he's not king yet, but he's already keeping that promise. Every rejection of Camilla's family, every reduction of her influence, every assertion of his authority, it's all for Diana. And if this is what he's willing to do for his mother's memory while he's still the Prince of Wales, just imagine what he'll do when he's actually wearing the crown. Queen Camilla may have won the battle for public acceptance, but Prince William is winning the war for royal supremacy. And in this Game of Thrones, only one player gets to control the board. The future king has spoken. Diana's legacy is protected. And Camilla's reign as a truly powerful queen, it was over before it even began.